Author's point of view. Taehyung and Jimin reached the hospital. Taehyung took in his arm and went inside. Taehyung immediately asked for a doctor. His whole mind was mess. He couldn't understand this feeling. There was an unknown fear gripping his heart. It was not like he loved, but still, feeling of losing something important was there. He couldn't deny it. When doctor got to know about this, they immediately came in front of Taehyung. Well, they have to because of the person in front of them was one of the most influenced men in Korea. When doctors saw condition, they immediately take her to OPT for her wound stitching and further examination. They have to do certain tests to see if the person has some internal injuries, and if yes, then it is a big problem. But that was after test reports will come. And first time they have to make sure could survive. She has lost a lot of blood, so her heartbeat was quite low, and if she can't survive, then they can't do anything about it. Taehyung was in front of OPT, lost in his thoughts. Jimin saw his condition and put his hand on his shoulder to get his attention. Taehyung looked towards him and said, Hong, she will be right. The hospital have best medical facility, so they could make sure her fine and healthy. Am I right? The way Taehyung said these words was like he was assuring himself that she will be fine. Jimin saw how desperately his friend wants some assurance, so he said, Of course, she will be fine, don't worry. Even though Jimin said these words, but he himself don't know if she will be alright. He himself saw how much of blood she has lost, so it will be miracle if she make it. He can't do anything in this but just pray for her. In the meantime, Mr. and Mrs. Kim along with others also came. The whole hospital was in chaos because three top families were here. The director of hospital also came to greet them. But nobody among them was given any response to his greeting. Mrs. Kim went towards her son and asked him, How is she today? What doctor said? Tang was lost of words, but he told her mom. Mom, doctor take her inside, but nobody came out yet. Mrs. Kim was disappointed when she heard it. She went towards one of the bench and sat down. Mrs. June and Mrs. Park went towards her and comforted her. They were her true friends. They were not like those rich wives who just make friends for benefit and to show people their class. They genuinely care about each other. Everyone was waiting. Jimin looked around and didn't saw Jungkook, so he asked Rose about him. Rose, where is Jungkook? He didn't came with you all? It made Jungkook it made Jimin confused why Jungkook didn't came because he is not the person who will left his friend like this. He stopped in hotel to check CCTV and find the person who did this to Annie. Rose said and Jimin nodded his head in understanding and well, it is also important to know who did this to. The person is really have guts to mess up with. When was she with her in-law? Nearly after 2 hours, Doctor came out. Everyone stood up when they saw him. Mr. Kim walked towards him and asked, How is my daughter-in-law? Doctor, she is fine. Mr. Kim asked with the hope in his eyes, but as a professional, Doctor don't want to give them any hope which will be shattered afterwards. So he told them truth and actual condition. I want to say she is fine, but she isn't dead. I will tell her true condition. Well, good thing is she didn't have any internal injury, so if she wake up then she will not have any problem when her injuries is healed. But bad thing is because of her wound she had lost a lot of blood. Her heart rate is really slow. So we can't say she is out of danger. We did our best we could, but her condition will be not stable unless she woke up. So pray she wake up within 24 hours. Doctor said everything which he should. As he was about to walk away, Taihong asked him if she didn't wake up then. Nobody can detect Taeyong's emotion, but doctor felt sudden pressure by hearing this. It was like if he said something which the person in front of him don't want to hear, then it will be the last person he diagnoses. But you have to say whether he want or not. Well, sir, it will depend how much will the person recover in these 24 hours. If her heart rate became stable but she is too weak to wake up, then she will be going coma. That coma will be for a day, month or lifetime. We can't predict that. If her heart rate don't got stable, then I'm sorry. Doctor didn't say, but everyone know what he means. Everyone was sad after hearing this doctor's word, but Taehyung has some other things in his mind. Well, doctor, as you said, she has to wake up in 24 hours, otherwise, outcome will be unpredictable. So you have to make sure she will wake up within these hours, otherwise, her condition will also decide your whole future. Do whatever you have to do, but make sure she wake up. She has to wake up. When Taeyong finished his words, everyone was shocked. They didn't expect Taeyong to say something like this. Doctors start trembling and said in scared voice, "But sir, we are trying our best and we will do best in these hours also. But life or death is not in our hands. Please understand." Doctor finished his words. Taeyong again spoke. "I don't know anything. What I know, what I said, you have to do it." After completing his words, Taeyong went out the lobby. He didn't want to face it. Taeyong's point of view. I don't know why, but when doctor said her chances of survival are quite low, I feel burning sensation in my heart. I know some people will say I am mentally ill because I hate her, yet I can't see her like this. Maybe I don't hate her. I hate this idea of marrying her without my choice. I don't know her fully, but whatever I came to know about her is all good. There was not a single flaw in her. I was so desperate to make her wake up. I came out of my chains of thoughts when Jimin came called my name from back. They Jungkook had sent CCTV footage. Have a look. Jimin said, which also remind me I have to investigate all this. I have to get the person who is the reason of this whole mess. That person will regret his or her life, her whole life. I will make sure of it. Show me. I want to know. I want to know who was fool enough to put his or her hand on my wife. Jimin gave me his phone and I played it. I saw walking with waiter towards female washroom. The waiter showed her room afterwards left. 5 minutes. For 5 minutes nobody came out, but all of a sudden a girl in 20s came out from inside. She was looking scared and was ready to leave. I narrowed my eyes at her. So she is the cause of this. I gave phone back to Jimin and asked, "Who is she? I want to know her so I could deal with her." Well, I don't know her, but Jungkook have got all her information. Also, what relationship she had with sister-in-law. She must be someone who has something against sister-in-law. That is why she did this to her. Jimin spoke. I didn't give him any reply, but just look out from the window. After some time, Jimin again spoke. Taehyung, don't be like this. Everything will be fine. She will be all right. But if you start acting like this, it may make uncle and auntie more depressed than they are now. So try to control your emotions. Jimin said again and then went back inside. I stood there for some time to make my mind clear from all thoughts. What Jimin said is right. I have to control my emotions, otherwise, they will not only affect me but also mom and dad, and I don't want them to make worry because of me. I walked back inside. Doctor had shifted her to VIP ICU, so I also went there. Mom and dad was inside her room and rest were in small attached living room. I looked towards Rose and said, "Take everyone back. I will stay here with her." At first, mom didn't want to go back. She wanted to be with her, but I assured her that I will take care of her, and if there is any process, then I will immediately call them. After I successfully make her agree, they all left. I went inside and looked towards her. There she was lying like a lifeless doll. She had a ventilation mask on her face. I really don't believe something like this happened within this short period of time. I remember today in evening how she glared at me when I eat her food without her permission. How she tried to argue with me. I want that little wife of mine back, not this lifeless doll. I walked towards her and sat near her bed. I didn't say anything, just looked towards her. I don't know how much time I spent looking at her like this. I heard sound of door and looked towards the entrance. I have an idea who it would be. And my guess was right. Jungkook came in my view. He had a file in his one hand and something in other. How she is? What doctor said. Jungkook asked when he saw her. I didn't give him any answer and asked about the information. Who is that girl? Did you find it? I looked towards him for answer. Yes. It was not difficult to find her. Her name is Lee Sana. She is best friend of Choi Wood Yurim. She was at hotel for dinner and was bad luck of sister-in-law. She bumped into her. I got her whole information and most importantly, I got to know it was not the first time. I got to know Yurim and her friends always make things difficult for sister-in-law and they have also injured her before. But that time Choi family didn't take any action towards them and Virum got more bold and bully her in every possible mean. Her best friend Lee Sana is also one of the sister-in-law's bully and today she did this to her. Jungkook said everything in detail. It make my blood boil to know how much of they make her life tough. But everything will change now. It's now their turn of living tough life. I will make them feel the same which they make feel her. Choi Warren, his daughter, and especially that mother of my wife. They will see how it feels when you will lose everything in your life. As for that girl, Lee Sana, the moment she put her hand on my wife, She'd make her life's worst mistake. Give me the information of Lee's son and make sure from today there shouldn't be any Lee family in Korea, let alone in Seoul. Don't worry, Hong. Jimin Hong is already working on it. By tomorrow morning, you will see the downfall of Lee family. Jungkook replied, "This is the reason they are my best friend. My brothers, I have need to say anything to them. They always make sure to do everything in their power to help me, or you can say help each other. And Cook, make sure Mr. Lee knows why their family got destroyed. It will be honored to know the achievements of their daughter. So, for their daughter, tell police about it and make legal action against it. Okay, I will do as you said. But what about Choi family? They are the cause of this indirectly. Are you gonna let them go like this?" Jungkook questioned me. I have heard my so-called mother-in-law don't want the world to know about my wife is her daughter. So make sure everyone know how her stepdaughter is. Make all the worst thing done by Urim known by world, and for her husband which loves his business the most, how will live when his business got destroyed in few minutes.